Yes, guys. Jack back for another video. Today I'm looking at the Monaco game. City draw 2-2. Extremely disappointing end to the game. Domination really from City, but disappointing end. Giving away a silly penalty to see our 2 points dropped. Going down from 3-1. Not the end of the world, but let's do a dive. Take a look, and I'll give my opinion on what I think of the game and everything. Because I've seen a lot of comments about sell everyone, we're trash, Pep out. And that's a bit harsh in my opinion. But let's get into it. Before we start, do appreciate, like, sub if you're new. Trying to get 500 subs. Very much appreciate it. Need to get to that level on the channel. So thank you guys. As always, check out my socials in the channel description as well if you're interested. Now, pulling up the game here. 2-2, just like I said. Really, if you look at the momentum chart, and I know the momentum chart is not really, it's not perfect. It's not a perfect tool or anything, but really, there was very minimal chances for Monaco. Monaco were not very good on the day. City, in general, were really impressive, I thought. The football was free-flowing. There was a lot of chances. We didn't finish our chances necessarily, and when that's what happens. Whenever you don't finish your chances, you drop points. You give teams an opportunity to get back in the game, and it's annoying. It's annoying. It really is. And I think it's important to note that I'm extremely frustrated in the draw. But on the whole Champions League situation, we're still top 8, so I'm not overly concerned or anything about our Champions League. I'm just more so angry / disappointed in how we threw away our chance at 3 points and away 3 points, more so than an overall concern for our ability to play, I guess, is how I should phrase it. Haaland scores first. It's an amazing run. Vardiol dinks a ball over the top. Haaland has an acrobatic one-touch finish where he chips the keeper, and it's beautiful. It's an amazing goal. And then, unfortunately, gas is off the pedal, I guess. We're not pushing for the second goal right away. Monaco down the other end. Score a worldie. Jordan Teze, of all people. He had like 6 goals in his career. I checked. So, not someone that you would necessarily fear bombing a 25-yarder in the top bins, but it happens, and it is what it is. So City do need another goal. They go and get it. And again, Haaland, incredible header. Incredible header. Maybe the best header he's had at City in his entire career, to be honest with you. It was gorgeous. It's one of his main weaknesses that we all know. Not a great header of the ball. He doesn't score a whole lot of headed goals. Should he improve that part of his game, he'll honestly become unstoppable, even if he may already be unstoppable. But for me, it really showed how Haaland he's just the best player in the world. Like, there's no one that can do what Erling Haaland does. And I don't want to sit here and say I'm being hyperbolic, I'm being over the top, OTT. Honestly, I just think he's the best player in the world. No one else can do what Haaland can do. So it's frustrating when we have players who, for whatever reason, don't see that he's open. And if we make one extra pass, he's got a much easier shot than the one they're about to attempt. That's the frustrating thing for me. Chances were created throughout the game, thoroughly, in my opinion. Reinders had 5 shots. Maybe let's dial that back a bit to Johnny Reinders. Like, maybe make the extra pass a couple of times to Haaland, who, a 50% shot for you, maybe a 75% shot for Haaland. The math maybe isn't exactly mathing there, but in my head it makes sense. What you think is a good opportunity, if you find the open man who is Erling Haaland, the best finisher in the world, that's a great opportunity. So let's pass up the good ones for great ones. And that kind of sounds like basketball terminology, but it applies here, even still in football, in European football. Haaland is the hot hand. Haaland is the one who we need to feed the ball. And then I see people say things like, we can't rely on Haaland to score all our goals. No one's asking Haaland to score all of our goals, but I don't remember anybody complaining when Ronaldo or Messi were scoring 50, 60 goals a year and leading their teams to Champions Leagues. I don't remember. No one said, they got to chill with the goals. And and pass it to the other players and get them more involved. Forget that. Haaland is a guy who can score 50 or 60 goals a year wherever he's at. Doesn't matter the club. He will do that. And if you have a player with that ability, you should be competing for Champions Leagues. So, in my opinion, we have to do a better job of finding him when he gets in good areas, which he does. He did a ton of. He did a ton of. There was just too many instances of not making the extra pass, and that is frustrating for me because Haaland could have had 5 goals yesterday. 5. And it would have been an all-time Champions League performance. The form this guy's in is just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So, there's my Haaland rant. Other than the lack of finishing ability, the game was actually, I thought City were really good. Tijani Reinders was solid. Foden was really creative. He cracked the bar. Again, probably had a couple opportunities where he could have found Haaland, but didn't. Doku and Bernardo, unfortunately, not their best games. Doku was pretty much doubled up and didn't really create much. Didn't really have the opportunity either. Like, you can't really blame the guy if they're doubling him up and that's their goal, to take Doku out of the game. Fairs. Like, let's find someone else. But when you have a right side of Bernardo and John Stones, you're just not going to get much offensive production from those two. It's just not going to happen. Bernardo has never been a GNA guy. We all know that. So to sit here and be like, how come Bernardo's not producing? He never has produced. He's good at other things, which is why he plays. He runs forever. He seems like he's an amazing leader out there. He puts in great defensive work rate. He never loses the ball. But GNA, not Bernardo Silva's cup of tea, let's say. Rodri, again, still not back to his best yet. He was okay. He wasn't great. Nico G came on. I thought actually was better. Minus the penalty, of course, but Nico G came on, and I thought the overall play improved, I would say. Stones right back, not for me. Maybe that was one of the things we could do back in the treble year, but that was 2+ years ago, so I'm not a fan of John Stones at right back. Kusanov at right back is great. It's probably our best option. Second in line, I think, is Mateus Nunes, so it was a little weird that Nunes didn't play in this game. I know you want to get Stones on the field because he's such a good and important player, but forcing him in at right back, at least now at this age with his injury history, I don't know. I don't feel like it worked too well. Diaz, Gavardio, I thought were fine, solid. Maybe Diaz can do a little bit better on the first goal, the Teze goal, but again, who's expecting Teze to shoot from 30 yards? Like, it's like saying Ruben Diaz shooting from 30 yards. How could you not close him down? It's like, we want Ruben Diaz shooting from way out there. You know, we'll take that. Gavardio got the assist. I saw some people saying Gavardio wasn't very good. I don't really remember him being poor. Maybe I missed something, but I thought he was, once again, good. Nico O'Reilly, cannot stress how good this guy's been at left back. He's been magnificent at left back since coming into the team for Ryan Aït-Nouri. And honestly, when Ryan Aït-Nouri is back and available, it should be difficult for him to get back into the team because Nico O'Reilly is playing so well. Will his good performances at left back get him midfield performances? I don't know. I feel like it's maybe a don't change it if it's working type thing, and maybe we're going with less rotation this year. At least that's how it seems. So for the time being, Nico O'Reilly needs to be a left back. He's been phenomenal. He did get the assist for the second Haaland goal as well. So again, I cannot speak highly enough of Nico O'Reilly. Get that guy on new contract if we haven't already, and don't let him leave. He's been phenomenal. Donnarumma can't really do anything on the first goal, to be honest. It was worldy. I don't think any keeper's saving it. And on the penalty, what are you going to do? He's great against penalties, but he's not going to save every penalty. So other than that, nothing else to do. Monaco didn't do anything the rest of the game, to be honest with you. And if you look at the stats, the XG from open play for Monaco is 0.15. Ours is 1.4. Like, we dominated, absolutely dominated most of the game. Aside from those two moments. And it's unfortunate. Nico G puts his foot high in the air and he gives the ref a decision to make. It's a penalty in my opinion, Was the ref great on the day? Not really. Even some of the players were upset vocally in the after-match interviews about the refereeing, but I'm not going to sit here and complain about the ref. We should have won the game 5-1, in my opinion. So the ref, whatever. It doesn't make a difference to me. We should have put the game to bed early on. There was too much of the game where we seemed complacent and not pushing for that 2-goal lead enough, I would say. And maybe it's a lesson learned and something we will not do going forward. But I don't know. Holland was obviously man of the match and extremely upset with his comments post-match. Said he was pissed. So, I respect that as well. I think he will, as a leader of the team, demand better, better ways of closing out games because points are important in the Champions League. And I know I've said it before, Champions League is super important to me. I want our second Champions League more than I want the Premier League. I just want that second Champions League trophy. I think it's huge for the club. But rant aside, we are in a good spot in the Champions League. 2 games played, 4 points. You get a draw away from home. I know Monaco was not very good, but you still draw away from home. It's not a loss. We're still in the top 8. We got Villarreal next, who's, of course, a winnable game. And then after that, who else do we have after that? I can take a look. It's 2 winnable games in a row. I think it's Dortmund is the next Champions League following, yes, Villarreal at Villarreal. Again, it'll be tough, but City should win the game. Then we have a little bit of a break, and in November, City host Dortmund, a game we should win. At home, you should win it. So 15, 16 points puts you in the top 8. That's where I want to be. And ideally, we're able to do that. But a little bit further down the line, Champions League does get tough. We have Real Madrid. We have Bayer Leverkusen. They're tough teams. So 2 extra points now would have been nice. But I don't want to overreact and say that, this is a disaster or anything like I've seen on Twitter from some people. So that's my at least initial reaction to the game. I do appreciate you guys watching. Big game at the weekend. Brentford, I'll do a live watch along for that. So do come back to the channel, watch the game with me. We really need a win. Really need a win in the Premier League. I know it's a whole new competition, but Premier League, Champions League, obviously those are the top 2, and we need wins right now. So win on Sunday, and everything, I think, for the most part, is forgiven. So anyway, I do appreciate it. Like, comment, sub if you're new, and I will see you in the next one.